She's the last person we expected to have a wardrobe malfunction on Dancing with the Stars. Poor Nancy Grace. The HLN host had a major nip slip on Monday night's show, and she was mortified.
There we go. No, that's all right. No. On the European version, that would be perfectly fine. Let's come on over here, Miss Kitty. Just come over here.
ABC was quick with the cutaways, so America didn't quite get the eyeful the audience did. But of course, Bruno, well, he always has a way with words.
It was a bit top-heavy at times, my darling. So you've got to... And I got an eyeful, I tell you that. I didn't miss that. But it really is, again, great to see you taking over the dance floor and perform.
There he is.
Despite the wardrobe malfunction, Nancy's quick step was solid. The judges gave her a total of 21 out of 30 points.
It don't mean a thing if it ain't got that swing. Do-wop, 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 do-wop.
Here we go. Just help you out there a little bit. There we go.
Shortly after the Ice Cream Family Corner and Sandwiches shop opened in Ocala a few months ago, the owners discovered an ice cream costume in a back storage room. They decided it'd be the perfect way to attract business by simply hiring someone to stand outside the store in the outfit.
We thought it was something fun for people, but eventually people took it the wrong way.
Instead of an ice cream cone mascot with sprinkles on top, many passerbyers thought they saw a KKK member.
Can you see where people would be a little bit confused about it?
Yeah, you know, he's kind of waving like that. And
I mean, it is kind of pointy, but I would hope there wouldn't be a family ice cream place that had a KKK member standing outside.
At first, the owners say they had no idea what some people were thinking, but they did notice a drop in business. Then, a few weeks later, they were tipped off.
This one lady called crying, she called her husband crying because she didn't want to cross this intersection right here because she thought it was the KKK.
But it was no Klansman at all. Just a guy dressed as a vanilla ice cream waffle cone.
What was they looking at, you know?
you know, somebody should have came in and said, hey, your ice cream looks like the Klan.
Now, because of this case of mistaken identity, the owners of this restaurant say they're not going to use this ice cream costume anymore. Instead, they say they're simply going to fold it up and put it back where they found it, back in a storage closet.
And so ends what turned out to be a sour idea for a very sweet treat.
Just don't know how this has anything to do with that.
In Ocala, Preston Rudy, 10 News.
So my goal is at least 1,800 pounds because then I would break the world record and that would be awesome. I do what's called grazing all day long. And what that means is instead of having 4 or 5 huge, enormous meals and not snacking all day, what I do is I have my normal big meals with the family, and then while I'm just sitting there at my computer or watching TV or shopping or doing whatever, I snack almost constantly. So on a given day, I don't really count my calories because that takes the fun out of it. I enjoy the freedom of eating whatever I want, whenever I want, and however much I want. So, but if I had to give you a rough estimate, honestly, I would say probably a good 15,000 calories easy. 40,000 if, you know, I was drinking the milkshakes that day. Each day I do try to increase it, so that number grows. This is a typical weekly shop for me. Normally I would buy things like, of course, pasta. Gotta have that pasta. And butter for baking. Lots and lots of cake mixes. Girls gotta bake. And for the nights I want to cheat and not be in the hot kitchen, I get things like frozen burritos.
Well, I'm worried about her health, and if she takes it a little too far, you know, she might become to where you know, like she can't do certain things or she might take it way too far and die. But if she stays healthy, I support her.
Makes me kind of sad because I don't want to lose my mom. And I'm only 12, so. And the goal is trying to be probably as soon as possible, so I don't want to lose it anytime soon. Thank you, sweetie.
This is a scale that we have. It only goes up to 400 pounds, so it might not weigh.
Okay. All zeros.
Well, what I want to do now, Suzanne, is I want to do the physical exam, listen to your heart and lungs, that sort of thing. Okay, so you just relax. I would never encourage anybody to be doing what Suzanne is doing. From my point of view, from a evidence-based medicine point of view, she's really playing Russian roulette with her life, pursuing this goal.
Are you ready for some football? Because this guy is. He allegedly managed to stuff 54 copies of the video game Madden 12 down his pants. And then he walked out the front door of a Walmart in Fleming Island, Florida. Police are still looking for the video game playing, pants-stuffing bandit who stole more than $3,000 worth of video games. According to reports, the man took his cart full of Madden 12 to the hardware section of the store where he used a screwdriver to open up the copies of the game and stuff them down his pants so he wouldn't set off alarms. 54 copies of Madden is a bit excessive unless you plan on selling them. I'm sure some used game stores in Florida will be seeing some extra copies of Madden very soon. Always remember to clean your used games, insert them into your consoles. Right now! For more weird video game news, go to ingame.msnbc.com. For InGame, I'm Todd Kenrick.
Well, like many brothers, Ryan and Logan Gearing played football growing up and figured to continue their gridiron careers when they got to Interstate 35 High School. But this year, oldest brother Logan called it quits. Sort of.
He's not on the field, but Logan Gearing is still in the game. For this, his junior year, Gearing decided to wear a different kind of uniform, trading in his pads
Be aggressive
for polyester.
Be aggressive.
Started out playing football here and then decided that it really wasn't for him, and he saw what the cheerleaders were doing, and he'd heard that other people were cheerleading and had a fun time doing it. So he went to a couple practices, and from then it just kind of took off, and he loves it.
Yeah, I'm having a blast. It's awesome.
He's got his reasons.
Well, girls for one. You gotta love that. And you don't have a coach yelling at you every 5 seconds.
And just because he's not hitting doesn't mean he's not part of the action.
I think I'm more intense here. You get more crowd reaction. You can do whatever you want, basically.
Younger brother Ryan, a freshman, still plays.
He gives me a hard time every day, every time he sees me.
And Logan still cheers.
W-O-R-K. I never really cared about what people thought of me, because it just never really mattered to me. F-I-G-H-T, fight.
But it did matter to Mom, who just moved the boys here from Des Moines 2 years ago.
It was kind of scary because I was afraid, you know, being in a small town like we are, there's like a lot of camouflage and pickup trucks and hunters and that kind of thing. So I thought for sure they'd be kind of giving him a hard time. I didn't want him to get beat up or made fun of or anything. But he loves it, and everybody's kind of accepted it.
And that's something to cheer for.
Now, I don't want waves of football players quitting to become cheerleaders, because he certainly makes it seem like a pretty sweet deal out there.
And the arm is coming in handy throwing those balls into the stands.
You know, if they need a quarterback, he's always there for the Roadrunners.
On the
Maybe
sideline.
emergency situation. You never know. You never know.
Thanks, Scott.